Hello and welcome to another video in which I'm too lazy to film from my usual spot, so I'm coming to you from the couch again. And this is going to be my TBR for Booktube-A-Thon, read-a-thon, which is happening next week. If you don't know, Booktube-A-Thon read-a-thon is an annual event which is organized by wrld on her channel together with some other booktubers, and I did participate in it last year and I even did some vlogging. So I did not win, if I remember correctly, because I did not complete all the challenges, but I did read a lot of books, which is great. So I decided to participate this year as well, and this is going to be my TBR video. Without further ado, let's just get on with it. And the first challenge is to read a book with a person on the cover. And for this one, I picked If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. I actually purchased this book last year at a book con in Chicago, but I'm yet to read it and I want to rectify it, so I picked it up for the read-a-thon since it's fairly short. And as you can tell, there is a person on the cover. Second challenge is to read a hyped book. As you probably know, a lot of books that I read are hyped because I'm really interested in reading books that everyone else is reading, because I tend to read the books that nobody cares about. But enough with that. For today's challenge, I chose Because You Hate Me, and this is the collection of short stories. As you know, this book is fairly hyped just because it has a lot of awesome writers whom I do love, and also a whole bunch of booktubers. I couldn't wait to get this book, and I got it a couple of weeks ago and I still haven't started to read it because the last couple of weeks were crazy at work, so I did not really read. But anyway, this is the book that is definitely hyped, that's been announced a year ago in a sort of way on Booktube, and probably everyone heard about it, and the cover is gorgeous, so yeah, definitely looking forward to reading this one. The third challenge is to read a book in one day, so obviously I chose a very short book, and in this case it's going to be a play, Black Dog by Matthew Heiti. This is the copy that was provided to me by Playwrights Canada Press for review, so thank you so much to them for doing that, and I'm really excited to read this play. I don't really know what it's about, but I know that it has something to do with school and teenagers, and if you can see the cover, it's kind of grunge, you know, like it's very, I don't even know, but it's supposed to be a very dark play. I remember vaguely what it's about, but as you know, I prefer to just dive into books without knowing anything. That's why I'm not going to provide too much details about the book that I'm going to read. Plus, I'm pretty sure that you have heard about them before. Next challenge is to read a book about the character who is very different from you. And for this challenge, I picked a book which I hope to get to because it sounds pretty cool. This is Fishbowl by Bradley Somers. So this is a novel, a bit of magical realism happening there because it's told from the perspective of a fish in a fishbowl, which is falling down from the top floor, and as it descends, it just observes lives of other people in this building. But since the story is told from the perspective of a fish, I can fully attest to the fact that this character is very different from me. Challenge number 5, to finish a book completely outdoors. And this challenge is going to be pretty challenging for me, not only because I don't have much time during the week to be outdoors as I work full-time, but also because reading a whole book outdoors, I need to spend a couple of hours there, and the past few weeks were quite rainy. So for this one, I decided to go with a graphic novel, and this is going to be the graphic novel of The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sherlock Holmes. I purchased this graphic novel a couple of years ago, and I still have not read it, which honestly is really weird. But anyway, I love Sherlock Holmes, as you know, and I have never read a graphic novel. Well, actually I have, but not this kind of graphic novel. Looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure I will be able to read this book in probably under half an hour in the patio, so here we go. Challenge number 6, to read a book that you purchased because of the cover. And this one is a bit of a tough choice just because there are a lot of books that I pick because of their covers, or I specifically choose UK editions versus US editions just because of the covers. But I usually pick up books based on what I know about them. So for this one, I decided to go with this complete issue of A Study in Pink, and this is official Sherlock manga. So yeah, I love Sherlock, and now obviously I'm aware of the story because I'm a fan of the TV show. However, I picked this paperback copy just because of the cover. So, well, I mean, yeah, I hope this works. Also, look at this. It's awesome art, absolutely amazing, and I did read issues number 1 and 2 of this manga on my Kindle, and then when I found out that there was actually a paperback edition, I snatched it from Book Depository, I believe, and I cannot wait to read the whole thing. And the last but definitely not least is the challenge, which is the same for every year, and that is read 7 books. And for this challenge, just considering the fact that I have at least 2 full, like, very big books, and as you know, read-a-thons are rarely about reading big books because, I mean, let's be fair, if you are to read 7 books in 1 week, you probably should be choosing the shorter ones. And the book that I'm striving to read for this challenge is Angels in America Parts 1 and 2 by Tony Kushner, and this is the play, and this particular edition, as you can tell, is by National Theatre, because National Theatre right now is broadcasting this play, and I saw part 1 this past Thursday, and I'm going to see part 2 following Thursday, right during the Booktube-A-Thon read-a-thon. So I decided to pick this one up, kind of to read both parts in anticipation of seeing the second part, plus read it for the read-a-thon, kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will. But this is a fairly thick play, so if I start with this one but I feel like I will not finish it in time, I'm going to read something else for this last challenge. And that is going to be this collection of poetry, Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. I purchased this book because it was highly recommended by Jen Campbell and also Sophie Carlin, both of whom I absolutely love on Booktube. And I've been meaning to read this book for God knows how long, and I actually, honestly, I have no excuse why I have not read it, so I thought that read-a-thon will probably be a very good reason to pick this one up, since it's a poetry collection, it's fairly short, plus it's magical realism, something that I really love. And for read-a-thons, since the aim of the read-a-thon is to read a lot of books, I try to diversify the genres that I'm reading, so I'm not just reading, say, YA fantasy, or just contemporary, or just reading plays, or just reading poetry. In this way, I can keep myself going and complete more challenges just because I'm flipping between genres. So this one is going to be the 8th book, if I manage to read all of these, which I highly doubt, to be honest, or I'm just going to pick this one as the last book for the last challenge. So these are all the books that I plan to read in 1 week, and that's quite a lot. I would say that I'm mostly worried that I will not get to Fishbowl or If I Was Your Girl, just because those 2, it's not like I'm least interested in reading them, it's just like I feel I'll probably fly through this one because it's a short story collection, and everything else is fairly easy to read as well, but I have a feeling that those 2 might give me a bit of a trouble there. However, that's a lot of books, even though they're all different genres, and there's 1 manga, 1 graphic novel, 2 plays, and 1 poetry collection. I mean, it would be awesome if I complete all of these challenges. However, I do feel that I may not read 7 books, but I do know that some of these books are able to fit into several challenges. For example, If I Was a Girl fits both a challenge to read the book with a person on the cover, as well as to read the book with a character who's very different from yourself, because this is the book about transgender woman. And there is also a hyped book, and for that one I can probably go with the Tony Kushner, Angels in America, because everyone knows that book, or with Sherlock, because Sherlock is also very hyped. And yeah, so there are a lot of options here, but I'm really looking forward to reading all of these books. Now I'm going to put it down because it's killing me. Phew. So this is all of my TBR. It is very ambitious, but I'm looking forward to tackling some of those books. I'm going to provide the links to all of these down below in the description box, plus the link to the video from last year, my TBR, and the wrap-up. I do intend to vlog next week. However, I don't know how much vlogging I will be doing. Last year, I actually vlogged every single day and posted a video the following day. I don't think I can do it this time, but I might do some vlogging and then kind of compile it all together with my wrap-up by the end of the week. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching and see you very soon. Bye! Okay, that's it. My from oh yeah. And I just bit my tongue. Oh man.